Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 7 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast, Broguecast. I'm here with Reed.
I'm here with Dirt Lord.
I'm here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And this is the official Rogue Company podcast for all the news you need to know for Rogue Company and, of course, community issues. And today we are going to start it off with a very special announcement. It's not an apology, but they finally released the most anticipated character of all time for Rogue Company. Can y'all believe it? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, right? So, this past Tuesday, the Runway update finally came out, and today we're going to give our thoughts, opinions of Runway, of the weapon mastery, but first we're going to head on over here and look at the post-update patch notes. So basically the patch notes are pretty much all the same as what was in the PTS notes. It goes through Runway. It's basically a copy and paste, right? I don't think that they changed anything between the PTS, the day that they ran the PTS, and the full release of it, the live release of it. But they did do 50 plus bug fixes. So I'm going to scroll through these bug fixes very slowly as we're going to talk about it. We're not going to go through every single one of them because, I mean, I know you guys like a long podcast, but I mean, come on, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, they spent a lot of time on this update, it seems, you know, trying to fix as many issues with, you know, the game as they possibly could. And seeing this list of actual bug fixes was very reassuring, especially whenever they released the like the clip art for the update. It said, you know, you're getting Runway, you're getting weapon mastery, and then on the clip art itself, it said 50 plus bug fixes. So of course, because like to me, balance and bug fixes are the most important things of any update that they release, right? And you know, I could give a shit about the cosmetic stuff. If it's cool, I'll buy it, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm more interested in like how the game's going to perform, what did they fix, and, you know, what quality of life changes they made. So on paper, like this looks great, right? When you guys hear 50 plus bug fixes, what do you guys think?
I think maybe the game's going to run a lot smoother.
They fixed everything.
50? Everything?
I don't know, man. I would hope. I didn't realize there was 50 bugs.
I mean,
I would have guessed triple that.
I mean, I knew there was a lot of bugs.
We run into quite a few of them ourselves.
I know, but I didn't know it accumulated to 50. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But like I said, like we all play differently in different characters, so like we could be facing different bugs. So.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of the bugs that are happening may only occur on console, may only occur on a specific console. Some may only be on PC. Some of them may, you know, be a one and done thing that we run into. Some of them may be a persistent thing. Like, you know, one of the major bugs, which I don't really guess it was a major bug, but one of the bugs that we faced the most, in my opinion, was the bomb carrier bug.
Yeah, for sure. And it was never accurate because we could be carrying the bomb and then it'll say somebody else is carrying the bomb. We could be on the defense side.
We could be on defense.
And it'll still say we had the bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. And since the update came out, I haven't seen, you know, the whole bomb issue that we've seen in the past, because it was happening to us like every game, if not every other game.
Every game. Yeah.
Well, I remember one game we were playing with a rando. We were on defense and homeboy actually pulled out a bomb and threw it.
Yeah. It's like, where'd that come from?
What?
It's contraband, you know? He confiscated
he just snuck it in.
Yeah. He took it from the enemy team, you know? Wouldn't that be some shit? They're like, plant the bomb. It's like, I ain't got the bomb. And then you see like a glitch standing over there holding it, just shaking his head no. It's like, what the fuck?
Dancing behind the wall.
Yeah. What the fuck? But, you know, I thought that whenever the Runway update was going to come out, all these bugs being fixed, new character, weapon mastery, the game was finally going to get in a somewhat stable place, because when Season 3 came out, there were minor bugs that presented themselves with the release of Season 3, most notably like the trench barbed wire bugs, the bomb bugs, things like that. Nothing nothing that I would consider necessarily game breaking, but it was still very frustrating to play around, especially like the trench stuff. Whenever you have, yeah, when you have something that is very, important to that character and the way that you play that character, and it just disappears or it's invisible or whatever is going on with it happens, it just hits a wall and destroys itself. Then you don't want to play that character until that bug's fixed, but you never know when they're going to fix it though,
I was about to say the exact same thing, dude. Because
So-
that really does suck. There's no point in using that character.
Yeah, exactly. So I was looking, at all this stuff, and I was very hopeful and everything. And then the update actually came out. So when the update came out, we've all played it a pretty good bit, since Tuesday, as much as we can anyway. And what do you guys think of Runway?
I like her.
I enjoy her.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like her. She's not overpowering. I'd really like her briefcase. Like at first, I didn't think it was not gonna be all that, but the fact that like it replenishes all your gadgets to like two
How
times,
valuable it is to have 2 extra Simtex.
right? You can just be running one to use it, throw it down, get 2 more, and just use them to flush out corners. Man, it's not.
As someone who's not a good sniper, it's nice to have a weapon to fall back on.
Yeah, that's
if I
what I was
miss
going
my
to say.
shot.
Same.
Which I've made some really good shots with her sniper, but you miss a few up close and they're like a Lancer's pushing you. You're fucked if you've got a sniper rifle.
Yeah.
But you can just swap to the assault rifle, and that thing, it hits hard, son.
My only issues with it is it shoots slow and its reload is slow. But thank God I got nibble hands on her. So
Yeah, and having that 40 round mag in that thing definitely helps.
That helps.
Yeah. It's almost like a have to upgrade situation because of the amount of time that it takes to reload.
yeah. Dude, honestly, her overall kit is just amazing because the trip mine and the Syntech gadgets really like make her really a hard foe to take down. Because she can just cover her back doors and then anybody in front of her, she can chunk a Syntech and then just throw down the briefcase and get it all back.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, I thought whenever, they were first announcing her and everything like that, we talked about it. I thought that she was very underwhelming. After playing with her a little bit, I do feel that she is a little bit better than I originally thought she was going to be, because of the power of actually having, the other grenades and things like that. But I don't know, the way that I look at the game and the way that, I would like rogues to be, integrated into the game itself. To me, her being a support character, she like half fits that role, because like whenever I think of support character, I think of someone that's either actively healing or actively reviving people. She is supporting people, but she's kind of like Dahlia. She only supports one person if she hits the briefcase, or she can support 2 other characters. And
Right.
It's kind of cool.
Does she have helping hands?
No. I don't think so. No, yes, she does. Yes, she does. She
It
has
would
helping
make
hands.
sense for her to have that.
She
At
does have
least if
helping
you're going to call her
hands.
support.
Yeah.
She does. She has that and nimble hands. She has them both.
Okay.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't give her lifeline.
Yeah, she doesn't have
That's
that.
what I was thinking about.
Yeah, she don't have that. She has the bulletproof
We were talking
and
about that
was
last
it
night.
tracker rounds, tracker rounds? She has tracker rounds and bulletproof armor for her 1200.
Headstrong.
So it's called?
Yeah.
Back off, I'll take
Okay, then
you
yeah.
on.
But that's her 1200s.
Yeah. And like overall, I think that she's a pretty decent character. I mean, I know that a lot of people like maining her, and like Corey said, it is nice to have, something to fall back on, especially like whenever you start sniping in this game, you have to full on commit to it. Unless you're playing unless you're playing like Team Deathmatch or King of the Hill Strikeout, something like that, where you can swap between downs, or you can pick up, there's several weapons that are available for you to pick up. And getting those flick shots, it's very, very, very inconsistent, I guess is the correct word to say, because, a lot of times when I'm sniping, I'm like, how am I missing this person? And
Yeah,
then
it'll look like it's dead on the money, dude, and you'll miss
half of my misses, I'm like, how the fuck? It was
Yeah.
honor.
yeah,
I
and then
understand that.
and then some of the hits that you make, you're just like, that shouldn't have
How?
counted. Yeah,
Yeah, I was way left. How did it hit her?
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, the way that the collision in the game works, and I think a lot of it has to do with servers as well. Like, if I'm hitting headshots left and right with that sniper rifle, then normally everybody has a fantastic connection, and everything makes sense. But sometimes, whenever the game gets a little weird, then I might as well hang the sniper rifle up, throw it in the river, whatever I have to do to get rid of it, because it feels almost useless at that point, in my opinion. I do like the idea of, of what we talked about on the last episode, where she would have, possibly having the ability to give people their abilities back. I understand, like, why they didn't go that way, because it would be completely overpowered and like respawn game modes. I get that. But with the placement of the briefcase, with, having to either run with Runway, which means that you're at risk of both of you going down, or strategically placing the briefcase in a very easily accessible area, she doesn't feel as much of a support as she feels, almost like a one-man army, if that makes sense.
She's more like
Yeah.
a duelist, but she doesn't run SMGs.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right about that.
Like, I can see what you're saying, like with that argument about her being not a support. She's kind of like a half and half.
Yeah. She feels a lot like a breacher in a lot of situations as well.
She can be, man, with those
With that
syntax.
gun.
Yeah.
And that weapon. She's just an in-your-face type of character, man, for real.
Very versatile.
Yeah.
Because you don't see snipers carrying Simtex.
Oh, man, but you could be sniping, man.
Yeah,
I think it would make sense to
enjoyable.
give another sniper claymores, honestly.
Yeah, I know, right?
Trip mines, yeah.
That would, cover the back doors.
Well, it makes sense because, in other games, snipers carry those.
Yeah. Which is weird, because I always thought whenever the game was released that, like, it made more sense for Phantom to have those over Saint whenever it was first released. It's like, cover your back with that, but they gave them to Saint, then they took them out and gave them to Trench, which was like one of the greatest things that they could have done.
With Saint, I think what their goal was to make him a very backdoor character. Because back then they had the scope on the MK. You know, like they had all that stuff, so they were probably trying to reach him to make him play in the backfield. But again, his weapon back then was just so bad.
Well, if that's what they were looking for back then, they should have never gave him C4, because that's a close range explosive.
You're right, it was. You're right, it was. But
nobody uses that like a mine or anything. It's rare that anyone does.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the only other reason I see why they would do trip mines. Because again, if you're going to equip it to a sniper, they cover those back areas, and then they're going to be playing long range. That's just the only way I would have seen why they did that, was saying at the beginning. But you are right with the C4. That is like stupid close. And with that,
it makes a lot more sense with someone like Talon or Anvil or whatever.
Yeah, they did a good job with those two.
Yeah. The only issue that I've really seen with Runway myself is not knowing whenever, like, all right, if you're behind cover, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
It happened earlier, man. Yeah.
So when you're behind cover and you're looking down to see if someone's pushing you, you're listening to see if there's somebody walking up behind you. You're not looking at your character model. You're not looking at the bottom right-hand side of the screen to see what weapon that you actually have in your hand at that moment. You are trying to focus on so much other stuff that's going on, listening for communication from your team to see who's pushing where, that you don't realize exactly what you have in your hand. So when someone does start to push you, you may pop out on them and you think that you have the assault rifle, the Hydra, but you actually have the sniper rifle. And then it puts you in a very, very bad situation at that point, or vice versa. If you see someone standing still or planting the bomb and you go to scope in on them and you've got the Hydra in your hand, they've got the bomb planted by the time you get swapped and aimed up on them. And the shotgun has a different reticle, but all the other weapons in the game all have the crosshair reticles. And it would be really nice if they would do something with the reticle. They could keep it a crosshair, but maybe put a circle around the dot in the center or something like that. Something that's a visual indicator to where you can continue looking downfield, but you can also quick reference that, because I mean, most people play on console. So you got to think, if you're sitting in front of a 60-inch TV and you're looking straight ahead and you have to look in the bottom right-hand corner or look down at the character.
You're like 10 feet away.
Yeah. It's one of those situations where you're going to get destroyed automatically because you're double checking what weapon that you actually have in your hand.
Right. You'd be spending more time making sure you have the right weapon and probably getting capped.
Yeah.
Because you're not looking downrange, you're looking in the bottom right corner to make sure you have the right weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that would be a nice little quality of life change that they could do, to the game that wouldn't really impact anything or change anything. I know a lot of people would think that if you put some type of an indicator on screen, whether it be like a circle around the dot in the center or something like that, once that happens, people are going to be like, well, I hip fired them and the circle and the dot was on their head and it didn't even hit them. And it's like, yeah, but that's more of a visual cue to see what you actually have in your hand as opposed to, a guideline of how to shoot it. So they would have to give some other, they would have to do something unique specifically for the sniper rifles, in my opinion. But that's the main thing that I've seen. I think that there's no other real bugs or anything that I've encountered specifically with Runway.
Well, I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah.
Maybe we're talking about the same bug, Corey. But I had an issue at one point where I would go to purchase my primary weapon, and it wouldn't let me purchase my primary weapon or even scan over it. It would just scan. It would I'll go to pistol, and I would press up to go to my primary weapon, and it'll just skip over it and go straight to swap. And I can press X, and it'll only let me look at my guns. I can select the gun, but it won't let me purchase my primary. So I had to run the whole demolition game with a pistol.
No, I had a bug where when I purchased my gun, it wouldn't allow me to swap at all.
Oh, wow!
That's the only gun I could have for the whole
you were
match.
Playing Runway, right?
No, I wasn't playing Runway. I think I was playing. It's happened with multiple characters though.
You were like, I can't pick.
Okay, I was running.
It happened with Vi one time, and I had the shotgun the whole game, even though it did not call for a shotgun.
Both times that I played it, it was Runway. So we encountered two different bugs.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of that bug, the weapon mastery is completely bugged. Like, it doesn't work. Like, you could get the experience, you can level the weapons up, you can master them, and then it's supposed to be like if you have the KA-30, at level 5 to where you can use it on any rogue, if you play Saint and you go to swap, it won't even show that you've got the KA-30 unlocked to be able to use it for that rogue in that match. Yeah. It's fully bugged.
But I've seen some players some players are getting it, but some of them aren't.
Well, there's a fix.
Because there's a workaround.
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
So the workaround is if you want to play Saint with the KA-30, you have to go into the rogues menu. You have to go to Saint. You have to go to swap there. In that menu, you have to favorite the gun. And then whenever you go into a match, you purchase that gun. And if you change it at any point, it will remove it from being able to be picked for the rest of the round.
Back out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, I've seen an Anvil running around with a striker, bro.
Yeah, and that's the backdoor fix for it. Now, some people may be experiencing the full weapon mastery experience, but a lot of the people that I've seen, like, it's so bad that another content creator for Rogue Company had to make a video to explain to people how to make the weapon mastery stuff work. That's how broken it is. And yeah. And this is my theory, right? Before we get into our thoughts on weapon mastery and stuff. Cremar and Roco Leaks data mined everything. It threw, First Watch and High Res for a loop. They had to hurry up and do the update show, and then they had to hurry up and release the character and the weapon mastery. I honestly think that we wouldn't have got that update with Runway and with the weapon mastery until either probably not this coming Tuesday, which would be the 13th or 14th. We probably would have got it on the 21st. I think that them actually going in and seeing all this information and the developers having to sidestep everything and try to get ahead of everything, force them to release everything early. They released the PTS, but you had to master the weapons in the PTS, which takes time, right?
Yeah.
And what do we not have in the PTS?
Time.
Exactly.
Like none.
Yeah,
I don't
some
get. I
people
was
don't
about
even
to
have
say,
access to
I
it.
was like, I don't even get to do it.
Yeah.
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 I mean, that's going to be an issue until they actually let us do it.
Exactly. And the thing is like, whenever we participated in the PTS for Paladins, right? You had unlimited crystals and unlimited gold. You could go in and buy and unlock everything. You could max your character out to 999 with the amount of gold that you have. That way that you could go in and you could fully test all the abilities that they have, all the cards that they have, the character skins, the cosmetic stuff to see if there was any visual bugs with any of that stuff, especially ones that had unique, animations to that specific skin. Everybody had access to all that. As soon as they logged into the PTS, they could access everything. They should have unlocked all the weapons for everybody that was on the PTS and tested it that way. But I guarantee you that they probably migrated the code from the PTS and put that in live. And the people over at First Watch Games probably think that the people that migrate the code are so ignorant that they would have migrated the code to unlock the weapon mastery for everybody. So that's probably why they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
I know we sing those guys' praises all the time, fucking Cremar and Roko Leaks and everything, but like, people don't give them enough credit. They're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, exactly, man. And like, this is where, if First Watch Games and High Res would have came out and said, look, we know that some information has been leaked online. We're going to do a quick little video, because they release those little like minute and a half, rogue overview videos constantly, where it breaks down their kit, their weapons, how their abilities and stuff work. They could have threw that together and let that be enough information to tide the community over until they were actually ready to do the update show, to do the PTS and everything, and make sure everything was running correctly. And I mean, Cremar, Roko Leaks, all of these people are just killing it with the things that they're finding. Like, they've already got a list of the next 10 characters that's going to be released into the game, which is insane. Like, it's crazy that they're able to find all that stuff in those strings of code, man. It's nuts. But weapon mastery. Let's talk about weapon mastery for a second here. I know that I don't have any weapons mastered to level 5 to even try it out.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that they let you unlock all the contracts.
Yeah. Well, and
that's cool.
That
you got to pay to do it, but
yeah, that's what I was fixing to say. You can unlock, you only have one little contract that you can do starting out to try to achieve the weapon mastery, but you can use reputation as a way to unlock the rest of them, and it'll help you progress quicker, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Except they removed all the ways to obtain reputation, except for 3 daily contracts that you get done in 2 matches.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the reputation is way more valuable now than even the rogue bucks, in my opinion, because you can't spend real world money to get reputation.
No.
You have
only get them from that contracts and from playing games.
Yeah.
I spent 40,000 unlocking all the guns that I could unlock that I knew I would use.
I mean, about time. Because, I mean, for real, reputation, the only way you could really invest it was really on the rogue character.
Yeah, those little skins and stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, for real, like, skins, man. I wish it would be, like, more, like, uncommon commons that you can purchase them all that way.
About that.
Yeah, instead of it just being just, like, some commons are green that you can buy, and then some greens you can't. Like, it's just again, they just decide.
Yeah, they're like, this is an uncommon. You're like, is it?
Is it? Yeah.
Doesn't really look too good. I mean,
and that's again another way to use reputation. So finally, but now we need a new way to get more reputation.
Yeah, and I think it would have made sense, in my opinion, if they would have put a little bit more reputation in the battle pass itself.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would make, if you get like, 5,000 reputation every like 10 levels or something like that, that would be enough to tide a lot of people over. Because like, their idea behind Weapon Mastery is this is going to be a whole new system to bring in that Call of Duty crowd, to bring in, new players and make old players that have given up on the game return. But a new player is not going to have any reputation, and they're only going to have a set number of rogues unlocked. And people that are going to be returning to the game, they may have a decent amount of reputation banked, but to unlock everything, I think
Yeah.
there's like 30 something weapons in the game, right? Counting gadgets or melee, because gadgets doesn't have a thing, but counting the melee weapons, pistols, and then all of the primary weapons, and you can burn through several 100,000 reputation points just trying to unlock everything for all those weapons.
Well,
And-
you gotta remember, there's also players that play way longer than us too, like every day,
Well,
of
and
every minute, of every hour.
I mean,
And-
I've seen people that have guns mastered. I think I saw
They
a clip
already have
today on
mastered,
Twitter,
Because that's all
and
they
I
do.
think he had all of his SMGs mastered.
I mean, shit, dude. We
Which
just sit
was
here for like 2 to
nutty.
3 hours.
I've been
a-
trying to keep track of it, but in games that we've hit, I think we've seen 2 or 3 people that have Saints
skin.
assault rifle
Yeah,
mastered. I've seen a couple of strikers, like there was an anvil
Yup.
running around with a striker, and I
Yup.
believe
a
the
score.
new
I think
character, she
a
had
glitch
one.
running around with a striker as well.
We were playing the other night with the new Runway, and she had her gun maxed out, had that skin.
Yeah.
She did.
Yep.
I was like, wow.
That's all she played. Runway and that fucking gun, dude.
Well, that quick is a little sus, in my opinion, because
That's bad.
there was a couple of people we ran into that were low levels that had their guns maxed already, and they were hitting all headshots.
Yeah. For
So
sure.
I mean, if you're cheating, you can get the mastery in a night.
Oh,
Mhm.
you mean that account that was like a level 25?
Yeah, it was like level
Played like a
25.
god?
Yep.
And I'm glad that you guys brought this up because this was going to be one of my points. And I've got a video. By the time this has come out, it's already been released. But Rogue Company has officially turned itself into play to win.
Oh yeah.
Not really, but cool. Garbo.
It's the people that have the time to invest in playing the game day after day after day after day already know, obviously, from playing so much, what the meta weapons are. They're already mastering the meta weapons, and they're going to be running those meta weapons on whatever rogues have access to them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think it's safe to say that not all the weapons are balanced correctly.
No, man.
No.
Dude.
I mean, there's a few we could point out right off the
We can
top.
go right now. Yeah. Yeah.
Guarantee the striker is going to be one of the first shotguns that everyone's running. If not the striker, then it's going to be Chalks, because that's a one-shot headshot. And then
We
you
can
get the
hop right over to
SLC.
SMG. Right, go straight to SMGs. We can say SLC.
SLC's across the board. Everyone's going to be running that.
Mhm.
That's the best SMG in my opinion. It's got the burn potential.
I think so.
Then you've got the DMRs. I guarantee you most people will be running Dahlia's DMR.
Yeah. Or the Mamba, because
Maybe
a lot of
Seeker's gun.
Mamba.
Dude, the Mamba is sick now.
Yeah.
And I could see that happen. I could see Fixer getting a Mamba and just wrecking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, the war zone effect. That's what I call that. It's like you've got a weapon that is not performing the way that you think it should be performing based off of the data that you have in-house at First Watch Games. So instead of letting players naturally find the weapon and gravitating to it and realizing the potential that weapon has, you're just going to give it a flat-out damage buff and a flat-out movement speed buff, and all this, like, you're going to reduce the reticle bloom of it. You're going to make it one of the hardest hitting, most overpowered weapons in the game, when it was already a really good weapon on its own.
Yeah. It's just nobody was using it, so they were like, buff it.
Yeah, and then now it's a two burst headshot down. It's a 3 burst down to the body. The spread on it, hip fire, is so tight that you can get a 2 burst headshot off on someone before they can get a single shotgun pump off from chalk to down you.
And that's what,
Every
like
time I
72
get-
damage? I mean,
Yeah.
Every time I get shot by it, I'm like, what the fuck's happening?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes
So yeah, you have these players that's play to win. You have these players that know what it is, they know what they need to do, and they can master a weapon. And probably realistically, you could master a weapon in probably 4 to 6 hours if you were only playing that weapon and if you were playing respawn modes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the word is called a meta.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear it, but that's the word.
Yeah. and it's going to be a very bad state of the game. I think that the weapon mastery thing, like we've talked about, in theory is great. I think what they're trying to do with it is great, but they should have figured out some other way to balance the weapon mastery and balance the actual weapons themselves to where, like, I don't want to, like, I'm already afraid to go against a Mamba unless I have a Mamba.
Yeah.
I don't want to go against a full team of Mambas.
No. Oh,
Which is a
God,
real
no.
possibility
Oh
now,
my
dude.
God. Whew.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds
Oof.
terrible.
That
It
is-
sounds terrible.
Imagine a full team of SLCs
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
do the
just
people
catching
that,
you on corners, dude.
yeah, like Ronin, fucking, yeah,
Oh.
damn Lancer, a Scorch,
Oh, Lancer.
Lancer
Yeah.
with a fucking SLC.
Roll empty a clip, roll empty a clip.
Well,
Yeah.
imagine Lancer with the
running
one shot
SLC, I mean,
headshot shotgun, bro.
Yeah, I know.
dude, it's
Because
gonna
she could just
oof.
roll and reload. It ain't gonna take forever to reload.
It's gonna make you really scared to even move around corners, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, dude.
Yeah,
It's gonna change the way this game's getting played, and that kind of sucks,
it's gonna
Well,
have
it's
me
like
in a
when that
corner.
TTK was released and it was like you couldn't move.
Yeah.
dude.
You had
Yeah.
to sit there and wait.
I'm still angry about that, and they've changed it. That was some of the worst 2 weeks of gaming that we've ever had,
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
and we've
it
had a lot
was.
of gaming, man.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, this isn't an official, Broguecast review. This is more of a Broguecast overview of like the weapon mastery. Like it's like the weapon skins are pretty cool. The mastery stuff that you actually get for completing everything, that's really cool. The challenges,
Yeah.
that's really cool. It's cool whenever you finish a match and you see how you performed. I always thought it would be nice if they had like a ribbon system or something to where like Gears used to do this. If you got multi-kills, it gave you a ribbon. If you killed somebody with a rocket launcher, it gave you a ribbon. At the end of the game, you would just have a wall of ribbons of all this crazy stuff that you did in the match. And the weapon mastery kind of satisfies that a little bit. Just a little bit. It would be nice, when you're playing the game, you see that little thing pop up in the middle of the screen where like you get a grenade down, or if you are shooting someone that's jumping, you get, a little ribbon for that. Or if you're jumping and shoot someone, you get a ribbon for that. It would be nice if they displayed all that stuff right after the weapon mastery progression before you go into the score screen to see what kind of crazy stuff that you did in the match.
When
That would
you're
be cool.
playing and you get that little, like after the round when you get back in the plane, those
Yeah.
things pop up and it's like you got fucking first down, you got this, and it's real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never see it.
No.
I don't ever know what it says, but I'm like, why don't they show you that at the end of the match?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
what did I get? What did
Yeah.
I do? I want to
That
know.
would be a cool little award system. I like that. Let you get an overview of what everything you accomplished.
Yeah.
yeah, and if they wanted to incorporate ways of earning reputation from matches, then you could assign a point value for reputation for each one. So like, let's say you get a grenade down, 10 reputation. If you get 10 grenade downs in a match, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very much a possibility. If you're playing
I mean,
something.
Yeah. Get
They
something
need
for
to
sticking
add.
somebody.
Yeah. They need to find a way to add more reputation because the daily contracts isn't enough. I mean, you can finish that shit in like 10 minutes,
We
depending on how
usually
many
finish
matches.
ours every night,
Yeah. Yeah. And every night I play like a
and
couple
we'll still
hours.
play 3 or 4 extra games. Yeah.
I noticed last night I spent all my reputation, completed my contracts, had just a little bit over 3,000. I was like, oh, another gun.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I've
it's
been
just
doing.
enough to
Yeah.
unlock another gun.
Yeah. So I'm very interested to see, I can't wait to see not, the most recent tournaments that are coming up, but in a month or two, I can't wait to see.
God.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how some of these tournaments play out because
Because there's going to be a meta.
exactly.
There
And
may be some tournaments where they
Yeah.
ban that. They're like, no, you got to use the gun. that's meant for the character. Like you can't swap.
Well, it'll like a lot of those tournaments that they had, starting out and still to this day, they'll have tournaments to where you can't use Fixer or you can't use Lancer. And this is like other than the bans themselves, like that you get for play, whenever they do it, they use ranked rules. So you still get a ban for each team, but they're also banning, specific rogues before that. I have a really strong feeling that they're going to start banning specific weapons whenever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
But
like we're gonna have weapon bans as well, which would make a lot of sense too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have a whole team running them.
No.
No,
I mean,
Or it's like
I was
one
about to
person
say,
can run
yeah.
that gun. That's it.
It's like
Well,
they didn't
I mean-
see that coming, like that playing tournaments. They didn't see that coming. That certain teams would just be running the same weapon. Like,
well, if we don't have those bans right off the bat, we'll get to watch a little bit of competitive play before that. Then we'll understand. They'll change it once
Yeah.
they see it. They'll change it because I really believe that if you see a full team running a full gun, like just one gun, they're gonna be like, "This shouldn't happen."
this should not be happening.
That's not what the game should be, man. It's
No.
tactical shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, not anymore.
It's getting less and less that for sure.
Yeah.
It hurts me to say that because I really enjoy this game.
Yeah.
Again, that's why I play it. It's because it's a tactical shooter. That's the only reason I play. I don't play for the team deathmatch. I don't play for the King of the Hill. I play for the demo.
So next up, this is the last topic that we're going to hit, and this kind of goes along with everything else. So on September the 10th, they did a hotfix that they pushed to PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and then following up soon as they can with Switch. And the hotfix here, it fixed an issue where players would be unable to purchase a primary weapon after switching sides, fixed an issue where Runway would occasionally be unable to purchase her weapon in ranked demolition, and fixed an issue where Dahlia could not purchase or upgrade her weapon after linking to Runway. So they did recognize the fact that you couldn't purchase weapons in the plane, whether it be in ranked or specific characters. They recognize that that's a game-breaking problem, and they did a very quick hot fix. This was released on Friday. The update came out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
If they can push hot fixes through like this, and they can have this quick of a turnaround rate, then why can't we get hot fixes pushed out like this every couple of days?
Shit, every
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
Every Friday, give me a hot fix.
Yeah. With the patch notes. I don't want no mystery hot fix. I want with the patch notes so that if it's still happening, I can report it.
Mhm.
And with that, we talked about 6v6 team deathmatch being disabled because of the spawns. The weapon mastery stuff's bugged. Of course, weapon mastery's not on this, but I do believe they have reactivated 6v6 team deathmatch as a queuable mode. And they actually changed the limited time mode for the first time in the last 8 fucking Broguecast episodes that we've done, so like it's finally happening. It's Wingman, but it's nice to see something else up there other than King of the Hill,
Yeah,
Mhm.
for real.
It didn't really satisfy me.
I like how it
Let's-
starts out as King of the Hill is going to be a full-time mode, and then they're like, you know what? Never mind. We're just going to take it out.
Yeah, right. We're going back on that.
We're gonna fix bugs.
Yeah.
It wasn't the most popular fucking
No.
mode by any stretch of the imagination. So
Bring
No.
dodgeball back.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real.
oh,
That's pretty fun.
I'll sing the praises of that game forever. It's so fun.
Yeah. So the Runway update, full overview here. It went over just about as well as every other Rogue Company update that's came out except for the season 3 update. I would say out of all the updates that we've had, the season 3 update has felt the best in my opinion. Like with
It's the smoothest. Yeah.
yeah.
For sure, the
Yes.
most solid.
Yeah. And I was hoping that they were going to continue that track record, but sure enough, the next update introduced real
Yeah.
game-breaking bugs.
Psych.
Yeah, got you. So, I mean, it is what it is. I think that, the Runway being introduced into the game, it's always nice to see a new character, whether her impact in the match or the game itself is minor or major. It's just nice to have another character to play. And the weapon mastery thing, I know that they're excited about it. I don't feel like it's going to go away, but I do feel like it's going to cause more work for the developers as far as balancing the weapons, especially whenever it gets into, high level rank play and competitive play.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess I'm assuming that, over the next couple of weeks leading up to the arms dealer, if they do another arms dealer event, We're probably going to get a couple of more small hot fixes, and the next major content release will be the quote unquote mid-season update that's going to happen about 2 weeks before the next season comes out, that you're going to have to really sweat your ass off to try to complete a bunch of these challenges. So
Yeah.
can't wait for that, you know?
Grinding.
Yeah.
All my little 2 hours a day of playing.
Yeah. All right, guys, this is the community section of the Broguecast. If you want to be a contributor to the community section, you can reach out to us on Twitter at Broguecast. You can email us broguecast@gmail.com, or you can join the Discord server. The link is in the description down below. There you can join up, and there is a tab within the Discord that says Broguecast Contributions. If you have any thoughts, opinions, or any topics that you would like us to see covered, that is the place to put it. Get a hold of us in any of those places, and we will add it to the show notes for the next update. So with that being said, let's hop on over here and see what our first issue is. So this was posted by Sergeant Escroto. Escroto? Is that? I think that's right. I don't know.
Sergeant.
Sergeant
Escroto. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. I'm going to go with it. Run it.
So they posted over here on Reddit, love weapon mastery, but, and we got a little high res responded on here. Oh, so I know. Well. Love the new feature included in Runway's update, but as a fervent high res skins and cosmetics, I found annoying that now a weapon skin is set up for all the characters with that weapon. Before was possible to have different weapon skins for the same weapon depending on the character. I prefer this. Why? Well, I love to equip weapon skins that match my rogue appearance. After all, is a game full of cool characters. I hope the team will keep this new great weapon mastery feature, but please let us choose the skin of the weapon depending on who equips it, not depending on the weapon itself. Thanks. And then High Res Mini commented and said, we've been quiet on this, but we're listening to player feedback and passing it along to the team. So
I mean, I get where he's going with this.
Yeah. I've seen a ton of people on Twitter that's come out of the woodwork and they're like, look, man, like when I run, chalk with a certain skin, I want to use this certain weapon skin to complement it. Some of they put a pack specifically in the game that is a switchblade pack where you get the switchblade skin and then you get weapon wraps for everything. And they all match. And to me, it's like, okay, so if I play Switchblade and I want everything to match, I'm going to equip that. But now it's equipped to all weapons across the board, regardless of what rogue I pick. I understand a lot of the community issues with this because a lot of people do take all the cosmetic stuff very seriously when it comes to the game.
I agree. I mean, I was the same way, so I can't say nothing. I mean, I didn't bitch about it in rage, but I did notice because at first we didn't even have weapon skins on our weapons. We had to reapply all that back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was upset even then. I was like, what the fuck? And then that showed up too. I mean, it's just only on one weapon all across the board. And if you change that wrap with any other character, it stays there. Like I didn't realize that until 2 or 3 games after that it was still on that same weapon. And I was like, oh shit.
That has bugged me a little bit because every character that I have a Scaducci skin with, I like to run the wraps with the skin.
Yeah.
But now I can't do that because I like to run the reactive on every other skin.
Yeah.
I like to use my Doc wrap on Doc.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Can't do it anymore. Well, I can, but I don't want to change this shit every time we play.
Every game.
Let me decide who I'm going to play this time. Guys, don't pick this character because I'm setting my skin up.
It'd be nice if they just made any weapon that character can play with, the skin character specific.
Let me pick it when I pick the gun.
Yeah.
When you're in the round, why can't you just go over there and say, I want this skin on this gun?
Well, and this is what I was thinking. Like when we played Paladins, for example, when you picked the character that you wanted to play, you could change their skin and their weapon skin in the lobby.
Yep.
So
that's what I'm saying. Just let me pick it.
Yeah. So
I want to switch things. What if we all want to match?
Exactly. What if
we right there on the spot?
Yeah, everybody go with their fucking yellow skin
Yeah.
because I think every character has a skin that has a very dominant yellow color to it.
Yeah.
So
Like the Raceway Ronin.
yeah, the Saint, high visibility rain jacket.
Yeah.
Shit. Runway's new skin, where she kind of looks like a female Wolverine. I mean,
She definitely looks like she's in the X-Men.
she
Yeah, right.
does. She
I saw
does,
that.
dude.
Funny.
But I think that would be, it would be cool if I went to like Dallas, for example, and I equipped the dog skins to just, whenever I use this character, it goes that way. But it would also be nice because like when I always purchase the battle pass, but unless there's certain specific things in that battle pass that I want, like the Talon skin or the gliders or whatever it is, if like a lot of that stuff, I don't even pay attention to any of it.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I have any of it until I'm in there looking when I buy a skin for a weapon and I'm like, oh, I had this skin and oh, I've got this skin. If I could see the skins that I have, like after I pick my character before we load into the game, I could be like, oh, I've got this skin that I bought like over a year ago that they haven't put back
it
in.
on.
Yeah, and they haven't put it back in the store, so it's like a rare exclusive kind of deal. Like I'm gonna run this, flex my fucking brain over here,
Dude, they can do a system kind of like how Paladins did. Like you can you pick a character, and then you can pick your skins and pick your weapon skins, like in the lobby screen before it actually launches you into the game and shows you who the team opponents are. Paladins did that.
Yes, exactly like that.
That's funny.
So why can't they do that?
I don't know, Griffin. Why can't they?
I'm afraid that they may think that it'll break the game.
It'll definitely fuck something up. I mean,
anything
these guys
do
got
to
a
this
track
game,
record. Like every time they
fucks it
change something, it
I was about to say anything they do, they
breaks
fuck it
something.
up. Yeah.
There's been a lot of people that's come out of the woodwork and they're like, please, let us be able to apply what skin we want based on the character, whatever.
Yeah.
So it'll be probably in that, mid-season arms dealer update that they come out with. They may have some kind of system in place for that, or they might have to wait till season 4, but it'll be in there sooner rather than later, I think.
Especially like, dude, you're spending money on some of these.
Yeah, exactly.
And what if that happens where people are like, I don't even want to buy those wraps anymore because I have to do all this shit to get the wrap that I want. Like,
yeah, and
I'm just gonna pick one color and go with it.
That's what a lot of the people in the community are saying. Like there was this one chick on Twitter that's like legit said, I buy everything in the store.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever the new contents of the store drops, they buy everything that's in the store.
Awesome.
And then they're like, well, I'm not going to buy anything else because what's the point?
I can't
losing money, high res.
Matching scheme things, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next up, we have a post on Reddit by Kick Drum. Kick Drum. I don't know. Can we change the random bomb system? I think we should have a bid system for who gets the bomb. Just hit a button before the round to decide if you want a chance at the bomb. That way AFKs or completely inept and unaware players don't keep getting the bomb over and over. Edit. I don't know why I didn't think of this, but at the very least, the bomb should automatically be dropped if the player doesn't jump from the plane and auto spawns on the ground. Doesn't solve the inept, unaware problem, though. Bid system is better, in my opinion.
I think
Or like have it over there in the
idea.
corner and you just go pick it up.
I don't know. Because, I mean, if the person's not going to hit the button anyway, why would it matter? What if two players don't hit the bid button or none of them? I thought
at first he was talking about who has the bomb first, and I was like, we could just flip a coin for that.
Well, I think random, we should have a bid system. Like, how would you bid? Like, what?
Well, every player, like, if we're all playing together, we could just say, if somebody voted Griffin gets the bomb, then all the rest of us vote.
Yeah.
You just say Griffin, yeah.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't give it to the rando, or it's
so
like, who wants the bomb
like
this
almost, so it'd be almost like you have to press start, or whatever. Well, or go to the surrender screen.
Or instead of adding all that in, when you get in the plane, the bomb should just be at the front right there.
Yeah, yeah.
And just not let anybody just run up there and grab it.
There you go. That would be better.
Because the AFK guy's not moving, so
he's probably not even going to be there. Yeah.
And then that would give you a chance to grab the bomb. Even if your guy's not AFK, you just don't want him to have it because he keeps running up the middle and dying with it.
Well, I think the reason that they don't like drop the bomb in the plane is because if someone wanted to troll,
Yeah,
they could just run up to it and grab it and then purposefully do that exact same, run down the middle and die.
Go ahead, Griffin. No, go ahead, man. My bad.
No, I was just going to say, it would be nice if there was a way to where like there was a designated bomb carrier or a way like this guy's talking about to where you can like say, hey, I want the bomb. And then if somebody else says, hey, I want the bomb, then it just cycles through them and it does a random picker. But I think that there should also be a way to combat like trolls at the same time because, a lot of people like to load into this game and just be complete assholes.
Like reporting them doesn't seem to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't seem to work at all.
Yeah.
Because AFK players, I feel like, are trolling. They just load into a game to fucking be a problem.
Yeah.
Look, man, I understand sometimes like people, their kid might say something, have to step off for a minute. Yeah, I've seen people come back and play great.
Like the other night.
Yeah.
I had one of those.
But that don't always happen.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot. A lot.
Well, that wouldn't be an issue if it wasn't almost every single game that you don't have a full party.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets frustrating. And like we've played several demolition matches to where the rando has the bomb. It's 3v4. They're AFKing at the back of the thing, and the game doesn't kick them quick enough. So you basically have to play a round of like, hide and go seek with the enemy team and hope for the best. When, if a smart player like that recognizes that someone on the team's AFK, like if a Lancer runs back there and downs them and, they have the bomb, then you're just fucked because the whole team's going to pull off back there and just camp the bomb.
Dude, if everyone could vote on the team for someone to have the bomb, then the most votes would get it.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that would handle.
Yeah, that would take care of it.
Don't give the bomb to him.
Yeah.
If you're playing with randoms, you look at the map. Who's carrying the team? Give him the bomb.
Yeah.
They could make a system where we all vote who doesn't get the bomb.
Yeah.
He just AFK like the first match. If he doesn't do nothing, just like, okay, let's just put a little mark on this guy that he can't get the bomb no matter what.
Well, and it would be nice too if like, and this is kind of a separate issue altogether, but it kind of goes hand in hand with it a little bit. Like if you're playing with someone that's AFK trolling or like intentionally feeding, you should be able to go and mark that specific individual in the match so that it doesn't prioritize that individual for anything.
Yeah.
And then that way, because like, okay, if you're reporting people at the end of the game and that is just going completely, unnoticed or what feels like completely unnoticed, that would be another way to pull data to say, okay, this guy's played, let's say, 20 matches in the past week, and 18 of those 20 matches, everybody that he's played with has been like, do not prioritize this guy for anything.
Everyone on the team.
Yeah. Why is
voted
that?
Against him.
Even himself.
Yeah.
Like, well, why are these people voting against this guy? Either he's being a dick, on the mics, on the comms, he's intentional feeding, he's AFK, or he's trying to team kill. So next up, this is another Reddit post posted by Profanator. I guess it's Profanator. I've thought of a way to improve dynamic settings. So across all stages, there should be different dynamic settings. Take Kyoto for an example. It's always blue sky with clouds. Why don't they change it randomly to sunset, sunrise, cloudy, rainy, and etc.? Do anyone think they should change dynamic look in terms of weather? It would be cool if they did.
Maybe for some maps.
Just imagine playing Factory with there's street lights out there.
Oh my god, that would be cool.
You know what I mean? It's dark. It'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But you don't want it to always be dark, I
think it'd be that's what I think it'd be like some maps. Because like think of Arena. Could you imagine Arena being different? And no. I couldn't.
Well, Arena wouldn't work during the daytime, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So like maybe
but even on Factory,
maps,
it has that sandstorm that comes through sometimes. It makes it hard to see.
Yeah.
I mean, but could you imagine being rainy and a dust cloud coming there? You see what I'm saying? Like, ugh.
Well,
gross.
I don't think that like rainy or snowy or anything like that would be good at all because it would bog your system down that much more.
Yeah.
It would cause Yeah, it would cause the resources that you would have to run it at to.
Frames will drop.
Yeah, certainly.
Yep.
But I mean, and I brought this argument up when we were playing Paladins too. It's like if you have a nighttime version and a daytime version of the same map, that's still technically 2 maps.
Yeah. Oh yeah, big time.
So, and they'll play completely different. Like you said, with Factory has the Sandstorm. Well, they could cut the Sandstorm out at night and have it, like you said, lit up by streetlights and stuff. And then it would present a completely,
fun.
Yeah, it would be a completely different atmosphere.
You know, in the warehouse, there's just a bunch of lights in there. But as soon as you go back out, it's like, oh, it's dark.
Yeah.
Remember on Warzone when they switched to the night map and it was like, whoa, this is crazy. Plays different.
Yeah, exactly. And it would be nice if they did that. I mean, if you could play like Lockout during the day, you know, because that's the only nighttime map that we currently have, except for kind of the arena, but that's got like Doc's Stormcloud over it, but that's a whole different thing. But, you know, like that wouldn't cost that much to do. It wouldn't take that much time to do it, and you would be doubling your maps.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, they could probably knock out 5 every season. And
High Castle when it's dark.
Yeah, it may play better.
That might play way better.
I think it would play better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that map is very.
Might help that tower better.
Well, yeah, because it's very dependent on like trying to get to those choke areas. Yeah, and getting to those choke areas first.
Side, it's like, if it was dark over there and you had a little bit of like, you know, kind of stand in the shadows a little.
Yeah. And I think like nighttime maps, it wouldn't really do that much, but if it had really good lighting on the maps, it would change up the flashbangs as well.
Oh yeah.
Because and the EMPs, because like, you might not flash somebody, but it may brighten that area up enough to where you can see someone rotating or you can see something going on, you know?
You just threw a light bomb.
Yeah, exactly. Or max shit. It's like looking into the sun already. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Melt your face off.
Yeah, it's the Ark of the Covenant, dude. So, but I think that's a really cool. Like, I do think that like the weather, like the rain and the snow, would be a little bit too graphically intense. But I think that like adding a little bit of more diversity to them. Yeah, because think of this is the prime example: Breach. You've got one bomb site that's interior and you've got one bomb site that's exterior. You've got one bomb site that is easy to overtake as the attackers on the warehouse side, but also on the other side, the outdoor section of it, the defenders have advantage over on that side. Well, they might not if it's dark.
Yeah.
Like that would be the perfect contrast right there.
It'd be harder to stand on that little corner and snipe right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Dark.
Yeah. All right. Next up, this is by Inferno H2. I guess they left the O off. I don't know. Auto Mantle and Smokes. Auto Mantle. Please make this an optional setting to change. I feel like there's many situations where you're just jumping and you randomly mantle a wall you shouldn't. And this would also combat some weird auto mantle scenarios when you roll in onto something too. Smokes, nothing wrong with the smokes itself, but being able to see through smoke. If you have any utility, be it a grenade, flash, or smoke, and you cook it in your hand, you are able to see outlines of rogues through smokes. This has been in the game since they changed the UI for health bars and such. I feel like this is a very bad thing for the game since it essentially means smokes are useless for making plant plays if you can just be seen through it. Before, you wouldn't see an outline and your game sense would be needed to counter the plant correctly. Also, seeing someone directly through a smoke because you can see an outline is again just not good. 2 quality of life changes I'd love to see.
I don't know about outline. I have been able to see the health bars through the smoke.
Yeah, you can see their health bar, and as they move away, then it goes away. Like once you spot it.
Yeah, but not
almost
full
like when
outline.
You spotted the bomb. You know, when it's like spotted the bomb.
He's getting a full outline. I want to know what he's using because, again, I've seen only
probably
health bars.
Fixer. No, I'm just kidding. But dude, I've been mantling on the shit that I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I don't want. I'm in a gunfight. I'm fighting for my life.
Yeah,
and I jump on top of some shit I don't want to be on, and I'm like,
That's the main reason that I brought this article up, because like the auto mantle thing, like sometimes you have to run up to something, press the space bar for me, press the space bar to jump, then
Yes.
press it again to engage the mantle. Sometimes you're rolling into cover and you go from a dead like kneel
Yes.
to standing on top of a box in
I've done that.
one fluid motion, dude.
And I was just trying to roll into the box,
Yeah, exactly.
and now I'm on top of it.
Yeah, and dead. You know, I really think that should be something that they need to look at. I mean, you can go into the settings and adjust tons of different stuff in the settings itself. I don't know why auto mantle isn't one of those things that you can, you know, it should automatically be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see that, because like for real, y'all've seen like me when it's in a 1v4 situation or a 1v3 or whatever, and like if you roll the wrong way,
Yeah.
then you're fucked. Even though you're rolling into cover, it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. It's going to put you on top of the cover. It's going to make you climb a box. It's going to make you
or you roll into it and you stand up. It's
Oh,
like, why am
yeah.
I standing up?
yeah,
I didn't press that button.
yeah,
Yeah,
That happens a lot.
yeah.
a lot.
A lot of it has a lot to do with how I feel is collision issues within the game.
Yeah.
Because it feels to me like whenever you roll into something, the game doesn't know what to do. So it flips a coin, it rolls a d20, and it sees, you know, it determines if you stand up, if you stay crouched, if you mantle it, if you vault over it, if you don't roll into it at all and you roll the opposite direction. Like the roll function when the game released was great, and it's slowly gotten worse and worse.
Oh yeah.
It's way too unpredictable, man.
Well, like when this season or this update dropped, the first night we played, I mean, I think we were having some server issues.
Yeah.
But I would press like left or right to roll, and I wouldn't roll the way I was trying to roll.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing I'm pressing, you know? Like I would roll forward or backwards or
Yeah.
out in the open, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah. And
But
you're
then
like,
it didn't do it last night. Last night felt pretty good
yeah, last night felt great.
compared to Tuesday.
Yeah. And tonight felt pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just didn't get to play as long, but yeah, it felt pretty good.
Oh, yeah. All right. So last up, we have a post by Bradley with 3
Keeping it
Ys.
simple.
Yeah. What is the future of Rogue? Since Roko is introducing the new weapon mastery system, there will be a lot more for players to grind for. But what's the plan after that? You can't just keep adding new rogues, and even though they're adding new maps, I never play on them. I know everyone has been saying this for a long time, but we need a screen that allows you to choose between 3 maps just to mix everything up. But that's not the point. I think everyone is starting to see that Roko, while a great game that I love, might not have many more options content-wise.
I think they'll have to at some point bring in map voting as much as I see people talking about it.
Yes.
They have to be working on it.
I mean,
Yes.
we've said it in our previous broadcast.
Justin, we got the arena last night,
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's the first time we played the arena. And
a long
Since
time.
season 3 update.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't seen Breach in a long time.
We got Breach.
I mean, we've
Didn't get the new map.
We've
but-
been off track on our gaming, so
Yeah.
I start closing more, and that's what's hurting it.
But I
But
mean,
yeah, voting system. It's got to happen.
yeah.
I agree.
And like what Bradley's talking about here, it's like, you know, the weapon mastery something was something that I felt like if Kramar and Roko leaks didn't leak the information, and that wasn't known publicly until they were ready to release it, I think that would have been something that they would have announced and then built up and up and up until they got ready to release Runway and that update. And like
ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like he's saying, it's like, okay, we've got the weapon mastery thing. Yes, you're going to continue to release new rogues. Yes, you're going to continue to release new maps. You're going to rotate the limited time modes and possibly create more limited time modes. But what else can they do to keep the longevity of the game alive?
Quality of life stuff, man.
I mean,
Map voting, fucking. Well, dude, here's the thing. Like, it's not going to take once everybody grinds these weapons out. Then what?
yeah,
Just
that
swap weapons. I mean, when you get a new rogue, maybe they get a new gun. Then there'll be new guns.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, everything's maxed out.
But if so, then they'll have to do that with every rogue from here on out. Something's for them to grind for, you know?
Well,
I know what they're doing. They're trying to get people on them. You know, they want them playing.
yeah,
I get it.
but
Because I don't think I've ever seen a game with this many contracts to do.
I know, right?
And this much
Jesus.
grinding. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
everything's real grindy.
Do you think that with them releasing the weapon mastery thing, do you think that in the future they'll kind of take a COD model and start releasing weapons in the battle pass?
Huh.
Fucking hope not.
So someone can, because they have the time to grind it out, they can get a weapon that other people can't have access to. And then what if you start playing after, you know, kind of like that Rose skin?
Yeah.
Hey, if you didn't play then and you didn't get that skin, tough shit. So
Well,
do I want that with guns? Not. I mean, I'm gonna get the battle pass and I'm gonna complete it.
yeah.
I'm talking about somebody new.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
And
well, how do I use that gun? Oh, you can't because you just started playing.
yeah.
They're already at a disadvantage.
Yeah. And
Or they'll put it in the store and you can buy it. That's what they would do at some point.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, wait a minute, I had to grind a battle pass to get that.
yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
oh, we
Yeah,
don't
You have
care.
to pay $20.
But now
Oh.
there's these kids that haven't been able to play the game, and you've been playing for this long. They just started. So
Yeah, so we're gonna let them buy it
Well,
It
and
would
they
be
because you
nice to
told them it was
them.
badass. Thanks.
they've already been doing that because like you can go into the game right now and you can buy that arms dealer Saint skin.
Mhm.
It's not in the store. You have to go to Saint himself and go over to his skins,
Yeah,
but you can buy it there with Rogue Bucks.
exclusive skin,
Yeah.
exclusive arm dealer.
Yeah.
Now you can just buy it.
Yeah.
Well, like the Doc skin, man, I thought that was exclusive, but when Doc played Rogue one day on YouTube during when they were paying everyone,
Yeah.
it hit the store, the skin and the fucking bundle, and I was like, ooh, bundle.
I mean, okay. With what Bradley's saying, if they wanted to, you know, keep the longevity of the game, they could do something like that. They could do a system to where you have a way of unlocking weapons, and that would be more content to grind over time. Like you guys were talking about, if they release new rogues, they would have to release new weapons with those rogues to give people something to grind for. Leaderboards.
Yeah, don't be lazy and just keep giving the rogues the same guns.
Yeah.
Let's get a new sniper rifle.
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Let's get a new shotgun. Let's
get
how about
a new DMR. Like we haven't got a new
something.
DMR since the game
They
release.
have like 4?
Yeah, I think so.
Like
4 or 5.
2 sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Go look at the AR tab and the SMG tab.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right?
Get some other guns in here.
Yeah. And they could also develop different weapons. I mean, if Rogue Company is this covert group, then they could have stuff that doesn't use.
I can bring somebody back from the dead with a drone. So
yeah, exactly. So in theory, you could use a weapon that is powered by batteries.
Okay, yeah, it's electronic. It's a Tesla.
Yeah, exactly.
Laser gun.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping any of this stuff from happening. That would be a really, that would be a really cool thing, and they could weave it into the story. Oh, you know, the rogues found this Jackal hideout where they had these experimental weapons, and they came across this person that defected. This is your new character. They have 2 brand new weapons. They're not traditional, you know, weapons. They use batteries and they shoot lasers and all this crazy shit and like have fun, you know.
I mean, they got the banner in the battle pass with the shark with the laser on his head.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a shark with a laser, dude. Let me throw it out there.
I mean, I would love to have that as the glider.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, you're on it like a horse, and it's just raining hellfire of lasers on the map. It's like, what the fuck?
Speaking of the glider, dude, now that I've got the glider, like they put a wingsuit in the daily login.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about a wingsuit, dude.
No,
I want more. I got wingsuits. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a fucking jetpack.
Yeah.
Give me fucking
I'm selling the
hoverboards,
wingsuit.
bro.
hoverboards. And I don't want this like I don't like the design on that first one you get.
That Kawhi bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me something cool, dude.
Yeah. But last thing that I'll mention on this whole future rogue company thing, and I mentioned this in one of the videos that's going to be coming out next week. It's already been out by the time you've seen this, but there are people out there, believe it or not, that enjoy playing the game, that genuinely enjoy playing the game just for the experience of playing the game.
Love it.
Like
That's us.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
me.
Like,
So if they just fix it,
yeah,
we'll stick around.
Exactly. And I know that there's tons of people that want leaderboards, they want things to grind for, they want to collect all this stuff. Like those people, like I get it. I understand it, but at the same time, like what good is it to grind all that stuff out if you're not enjoying your playing experience? So
I enjoy that more than all the other stuff.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, exactly. And to me, if they keep the game modes interesting, if they balance the weapons, if they make the game run good and feel good as you're playing it, then that should be enough.
The matchmaking.
Yeah, because you're with weapon mastery, you're grinding for a false sense of accomplishment, in my opinion. And that might be a very controversial statement, but if you want to compare Rogue Company to any other game to where you have to grind the weapons, you get something in return for grinding those weapons. You get attachments to those weapons that increase the handling of it.
Yep.
How you visibly use the gun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how it affects your play style. You don't, like Rogue Company can't do that because it's a third-person shooter. So you're grinding it for skins and the ability to use the same weapon on a different rogue, but it doesn't change the weapon whatsoever. It doesn't help the handling of it. It doesn't make it fire differently. It doesn't change, the fire rate of it. No, it doesn't do any of that stuff.
You know, when you do that, man, where you like grind something and you just grind and then you finally get it and you're like, now what?
Yeah, exactly.
I was focused on this so long that now what I do.
Yeah.
I'll just put the skin on and hop back in.
Yeah. And that's what it is. And I think that people and I don't want to I don't want to marginalize anybody by any stretch of the imagination, but I do want to say that the people that love the grind and that want something to look forward to, there's always going to be something that's going to be introduced into the game that's going to satisfy that itch.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of the people that play, especially people that casually play, they just want to drop in and have a really good experience.
Dude, I want to hop off that plane, push B with the boys, and lock it down. I want to go 5-5.
Yeah.
And then win.
Yeah. And celebrate.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And I hope they teabag us.
Oh my God. I hope they do.
If they did at any point.
I don't.
I know you don't like it, but
That enrages
it makes
me.
the victory that much better.
Yeah.
It does. But oof.
Yeah.
Teabag me, I'm gonna teabag you.
Oh yeah, the last one, everybody's just fucking spamming. Just
dragging.
Get you some. Where's the body? Where is it?
Right on Chalk's face, because 9 out of 10 is a Chalk.
Whoa! Wait!
What?
Are we really not going to talk about that trip mine shit?
Oh!
We're not going to talk about that.
Wait
a minute now, because we had someone come into general chat and talk about it.
I mean, we brought it up last episode
on the server. Well, we talked about it, but I was like, but the developer said in the video that you could only put 4 down at a time, and they said that.
Well, they're full of shit.
I heard them say it. How many did we put down earlier?
Well, I'm actually pulling the video up right now, and I'm going to play it in the background while we're talking about it.
There you go.
I think that all right. So
we have to talk about this because
as a little
encore,
yeah,
more than an issue.
Yeah. So as a disclaimer, someone did mention that they were having issues playing Team Deathmatch, Strikeout, King of the Hill, things like that because of the trip mines. Because the developer said that you were only going to be able to place 4 trip mines in a match, and then once you place the 5th one, it would delete the first trip mine that you put down.
Yes, sir. That's what they said.
Yes. So what we were playing on Shipment. No.
Tonight.
We were playing. What's the name of that map?
It was Shipment, right? No, it's not Shipment with the containers.
Canal.
We're thinking
Canal, that's
Canals.
what it's
Duty.
called.
Yeah,
But it has
canals, yeah.
containers.
Yeah. So we were playing on canals, and I was playing with Trench, and we had a Runway on our team. It was the last round. She threw the briefcase down. I had trip mines. I was throwing trip mines out like crazy.
Yeah.
Ran up, grabbed some more. So we had like 7 or 8 trip mines between the both of us laid out.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
down.
7. Yeah.
Dude,
So-
And the
Oh,
Vi was
called
in
it.
there. Was it a Vi?
It was
Yeah.
a
Y'all
Vi,
had
yeah.
the bomb just marked. It was like it's right there at that where I'm sure they could see it. I don't know.
No, this the
Like,
footage
play the
that
clip from the thing. Okay,
from the shooting range. Yeah.
so they had the window,
Yeah.
the doorway, which she hit a bomb. She as soon as she walked out, she hit a trip mine. But,
Yeah, she hit a trip mine.
and you had them all the way around the bomb, just like you couldn't get near it.
Yeah. No.
Like-
So
Called it.
and in this footage right here, you can see that we have a line, like a flat out line of trip mines laid out. So this is me, Dirt Lord, Co Reed. We're in the shooting range. I'm playing with Trench. Dirt Lord's playing with Runway. And we're just seeing how many trip mines we can actually put down on here without them deleting, the very first one that we put down. And as you can see in this clip here, we have so many trip mines down.
Wait, I think we got to 17 was the max.
Yeah.
And then we figured out
Yeah.
that it depends on the character.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, so let's count how many, see how many you can put down before they start to disappear.
Yeah. And that's like, this is insane. Like,
Yeah.
I would hate to play team deathmatch right now. I would hate to play any respawn game modes
Yeah.
because when you die, they don't disappear.
No. And then you can just drop back in and put more.
Yeah. Like it,
Trench and a Runway just fucking.
Even just
wrecking Claymore
theoretically,
Havoc.
on a demolition round, you can have 10.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, and I called that, dude,
On
in the
both
last
sides.
episode. I'm so
Yeah.
happy that this
On both sides.
Yeah.
So that's 20 fucking Claymore.
Well, I
Trip
mean, you can
mines.
put like, if you pick those two because of how many they can get at a time, you could do like 5 on one side, 5 on. Since you can have 10, right?
no.
Yeah.
So you could just
could.
go up in there and set up both plant sites. There's
Yeah.
trip mines everywhere.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the time for that happening, it's not going to, but
Yeah.
it could be swung.
I mean,
If
it could
people
be-
just
They're
set-
playing back.
Say
It's
you're doing a
back,
2-2
yeah.
split and
Oh.
Runway and Trench go B and they plant,
Then
all
y'all
their
swap
shit over
sides.
there.
Oh, my-
But then they go for A, so you just go to A and then throw your shit down and
can hit
plant
a
5
couple
more on
of-
A.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
still,
would-
man.
That would
God
really
damn.
hinder a team's ability to move back around to another point.
Yeah. Forget
So
the
they
rotations.
like try to go through A and come to you the backside B. You already got trip mines back there.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a fucking rotation of
But
explosions.
so,
Yeah.
I'm surprised
Thank
that
you.
people haven't been doing that.
It's
Yeah.
going to force you to play glitch.
We just figured it out.
Yeah.
I guarantee
You're
you
like,
we'll
oh,
run
wait.
into a game where it happens.
Shit,
It won't
we
be
should
long
do
before
it.
we run into it. Shit,
we should do it just to see,
just to get some,
just to see. Yeah.
just to get some footage of it, man.
Yeah.
It's like look
Be
what
like,
you
hey
can
Roku,
do.
what's
Let's
up?
do it. Be like, hi, Res. What is this?
All you need is a trench and a fucking runway.
Yeah.
Dude,
It is insane. Like, and we talked about, because when they first put team deathmatch in the game, we were playing around a team deathmatch, and
It
there
was
was
right before they talked about this shit.
yeah, and there were
Maybe
fucking
a few days, a week.
yeah, claymores everywhere or trip
You were
mines.
bitching, dude. You were like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah, every
they're
time I would
everywhere.
move, yeah,
they're spawn trapping us with them.
yeah, and they were.
When I believed them, when
I
I,
did
heard it, that's
too.
when Justin was talking about it. I was like, "Oh no, man! They said you could only do 4 at a time."
Yeah,
And it was like, "Oh, okay,
Garbo was right.
I
Yeah.
was right.
completely wrong." Like-
That's only because they didn't, do what they said.
Yeah, they didn't do what they said.
But what's
at
weird, man,
all.
is the code is in there because whenever you put down, which one was it?
Well, maybe it's a
You
bug.
put one down, and then it finally took one away. I don't remember what number that was.
I'll pull
Was
it
it
back
7?
up real quick. I think it
That's
was.
still too fucking many.
Let me see.
It was something I can't remember, but because we could do 16 total before it started taking them away. So was it 8? I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Dude, while we're on the subject, could you imagine trophy systems?
It was 10.
Okay,
Have like
so you can do
6
10.
trophy systems. Like, oh my god! See, it doesn't matter. See, so like 10, like if both teams were running a runway in the trench, they could be a total of 20 fucking trip mines on the field.
Yeah.
That's
God
insane.
damn.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
They lie.
insane.
Why did they lie? Did they, or maybe they just didn't know?
Maybe it's a bug.
It's got to be.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Well,
either
sure, it's a bug, but what I was saying was the code's already in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So the
why would they
code's
present
already
it
in
and
there
say
to cut
that?
you off at 10, where it's like you've already put this many down. You can't put another one. All they got to do is change the numbers on that.
yeah, exactly.
That's it.
But they haven't.
I don't know
I
what
don't
they're
know,
doing,
man.
but
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know. All I know is you can put 10 of those down, and that's too many for me, bro.
I think maybe in the next couple weeks, before we do the next episode, you might see people doing it.
If they
Yeah.
don't fix that,
It's already happening on the respawn modes. We
I mean,
know
shit,
that, right?
it doesn't help that we're
Well, this
talking
guy
about
said he did it.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah. Oh
like,
no.
us talking about it, other people are going to listen to it, like, oh shit, we can do that. You know, we
That's
can be promoting
how
it.
stuff gets fixed, though.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
right.
Oh yeah.
So I
Promote
don't
it
feel so bad.
So
until
hopefully,
we start dying by
yeah,
it.
hopefully by the next episode we do that, they'll have it actually like
We'll
fixed.
test it, dude.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Before Garbo
hell
gets
yeah.
on, we'll hop
Yeah.
on the game,
Oh.
get in the thing. I'm just saying, I'm talking about right before we record,
Yeah.
I got you.
because we've been on a while before you showed up.
Oh yeah.
We'll hop in there and be like, okay, it still works. You can still do it or not. We'll report back.
All right, guys. Well, that is episode number 7 of the unofficial Rogue Company podcast Broguecast. If you want to contribute in any way whatsoever, be sure to tweet at us at Broguecast. Send us an email, broguecast@gmail.com, or join the Discord server. The link is in the description. There's a tab for Broguecast contributions. So if there is anything that you guys want us to discuss, anything that you have any issues with, or any inconsistencies within the game, please feel free to reach out to us. We would love to be able to bring that up and discuss it on a future episode. So I'm here with Co-Reed.
I'm here with the Clutch Lord.
Here with Garbo.
And I'm here with Griffin.
And thank you guys very, very much for supporting us, listening to the episodes, and giving incredible feedback. We will catch you on the next episode. Thanks for watching, guys.